What's up guys, MisterWaterMelon here. Welcome to the third installment of Building Jakku. Now, there hasn't been a Building Jakku in about over a month and a half at this point, and that's for many reasons. One of them was I didn't have any parts I needed to make bricklink orders. I made a ton of bricklink orders and built a lot so far, and I have plenty more to build with. There was that. I didn't have the money to buy the parts at the time, and I've been super busy with school. So those things combined with a whole bunch of other stuff is why Jakku has been getting not as much attention as it deserves, but it is back in full force, and I can't wait to show you guys what I've done so far in this segment. It's not a whole lot because I don't know, like I said, I haven't had the time to build, but I wanted to put out a building segment. But I think you guys are gonna like what I have to show you guys, so let's get straight into the segment right now. Alright guys, so just like in the last segment where I showed you the mostly done mountain, now I have the full complete mountain to show you guys. Some of you may have seen this on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll catch some of these Jakku updates. But this is the finished mountain. It comes up to right about here. It's gonna go a little higher. I'll show you that up there in a second. But overall, I think this came out really cool. Like I said earlier, for my first attempt at a mountain. And there's the finished mountain. I think this looks awesome. Let me know what you guys think again, but I think this is just super cool. Now I'm going to show you my leftover mountain pieces as I swing over here a little bit past some other stuff. I still got all those pieces left over, which means that I can use those in the mock elsewhere, which is very cool. So I've still got those pieces left. And coming back around here, I just like this mountain. And my goal was to have it be taller than the ATST. Voila! It's taller by a couple bricks. So there it is, mountain ATST. Super happy with the results of this mountain. So now I gotta stand up the ATST over there. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, mountain done. Let's swing around to the back a little bit just for a second or two to show you the back garage back here. This garage is gonna have 3 of those new speeders as well as the exosuit. And I put up these plates back here to be the back wall, but this is going to be designed better. I just needed to have it back there so I can start. And the whole thing is probably going to be tiled because it's still green down here, so I got to tile this all. Don't knock over the exosuit. Anyway, there are those that stair design I have leading up to the continued pathway up there, which I'll show you in a little while. But now for up here, this is all plated as well. There's going to be the landing pad with the U-wing up here, and the U-wing does balance up here, even though it warps a little bit. So I have to do some more work underneath it to get it to be good. And I used all these Technic bricks along the edges, along the middle and inside of it to make it sturdier. But it does hold it up. I just have to make it more steady because it does kind of a little strange. And the mountain is not fully finished up here either because I'm going to attach... Once I attach this, I'll make the mountain continue upwards just to, make it flow nicer. So that's up here and down here. And I forgot to show you this pole design in the last segment. I came up with this little design on this pole. I really like this. This is that other printed tile piece, that printed Imperial Insignia piece. The other one's on the door. Now, these poles I have yet to design, but I left the brackets on them so I could design them later. So that's what I did mostly with the inside. While I'm here, might as well come around the back. Not a whole lot back here either, but I did build the door. You can kind of see the crash scene a little bit. I did build a whole bunch more of those crates. A lot of them I built in white because I had a whole bunch of white 2x2 tiles with a jumper stud as opposed to black plates. So I built a whole bunch more of the crates. And the second floor is going to come up to here, just like this. The pathway is going to continue along the inside like this, and then this is going to extend out to the end of the base plate. And you might see the bay window up there as well. I'll show you that from the outside. That's what the third floor is going to be, coming from underneath that. So that's the inside. I'll swing around back there a little later, maybe, to show you guys exactly what's going on in there. That was the more boring stuff. The majority of what I worked on was the outside. And the elephant in the room is the Y-wing crash scene is complete. But I finished the plating of the tan plates. And I think it looks really cool the way I was able to finish up this design. Now, this is not finished either. What I'm going to be doing is I have a bunch of, let's swing over to here, I've got a bunch of these small pieces left over. I bought these small pieces intentionally, and as well as these cheese slopes. I bought these intentionally to make better details in the sand, because this sand is boring, honestly. It's not, you know, this is all flat right here. So I'm going to make it a little nicer looking, because, I mean, like I said, Jakku is more of a calm sand planet, but it needs some life, honestly. But either way, it looks pretty good. And there's the tank, ATST, in their specific spots. Alright, so now let's go over to the Y-Wing. Here it is. I love the way this crash scene turned out, guys. I think this came out really cool. The way I mixed the dark tan and the tan, and it goes down into this little hole a little bit, as if it like came down and slid, and then bumped into the door. Now I decided that they're gonna like throw a bomb in there or something and have the bigger explosion. So that's how the wall actually kind of opened up. Because I realized that the Y-Wing can't really penetrate through, you know, a steel wall or whatever this is made out of. But anyway, let's look at the crash scene from a couple different angles. Hope this is coming out okay on camera. I can't really tell. But my goal, and it was a tough goal, was not be able to see any green. You can see a little green down there, but you can't notice it from a distance, and that's what I like. But because these are green base plates, I built these on not sand, or tan, which I should have. But I was able to bury the bottom Technic rod, so it looks like it's kind of buried in there. And there's these trans orange pieces, mostly just trans orange, scattered about, and the flame pieces all around the entirety of the Y-Wing. We get down to some more little details down there. Now, when I showed this to my dad, he said you should have like some sort of sand hill in front of the wings to make it look like the sand was kind of buried. And I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. So I found these slopes right here. Oh, no, not these slopes, these wedges, and I built this kind of bury technique out of it. But I only had enough to make one, so I decided that they're going to come down, the troopers are going to come down and burrow in there, and the R4 unit survived somehow. The pilot is dead in there somewhere. Yeah, there he is. He's all ill-fated pilot. But, yeah, this is the crash scene, and I really like it. Tell me what you guys think. This is the main focus, probably the thumbnail. I put these troopers here just so I can try to figure out the thumbnail. It took me a while to figure it out. I actually, as of the time I'm filming this, I have yet to figure out the thumbnail, but let me know what you guys think of this, because I think this came out really cool. And this is like, when you look at this base, like, overall, it's kind of the thing that stands out is like, oh, there's a Y-Wing there that's completely destroyed in flames and everything. So, yeah, I think this came out really cool. Now, swinging up the base, you might have seen this Imperial Insignia that I designed. I posted this on Instagram and got your guys' feedback. The majority of you really, really liked this. I wasn't the biggest fan of it when I first designed it, but I think I like it now. Like, the majority of you said you really liked it. This took me hours and hours to design. It's like, it's kind of strange, but if you look at it from any different angle, it becomes not an Imperial Insignia anymore. If you look at it straight on, you can see it right there. So, I like the way it looks. I think it adds a cool aesthetic to this base, and you can see the outside of the base now, which the base, like I said, I didn't do a whole lot on, but I did add all the slopes up there, and that bay window. I have yet to design the top. That's where there's pieces all over the top of it. But there's going to be that bay window out there. Now, the base isn't done either. I'm probably going to add some pillars along the sides. I'll figure that out later on as well. But that is what I did with the base, and that is this Imperial Insignia. Let me know what you guys think of this thing. Because, I mean, I could probably redesign it. I built it into the wall already. But it's not like I can't tear it apart, you know. But we'll see. We'll see. But I do like it, I think. Anyway, moving right along. I put these figures here just to kind of see where these guys are going to go. Death Troopers are not going to be here, though. The Death Troopers are going to be up here in this little battle up here. That's where the Death Troopers are going to be. But for those of you who also saw on Instagram a couple weeks ago, I posted this guy. I found this old orange, is that orange on camera? I really can't tell. Pauldron from the whatchamacallit, the old Cantina set back in the day, and from 2004 or 5, I believe it was, and I put it on the Stormtrooper, and I was like, wow, that's a perfect little commander. So I used that to make the Stormtrooper commander. He came out cool as well. But yeah, that's just a couple troopers there. Now, I didn't do a whole lot over here. This tank is going to be here, like we discussed. The door hasn't really changed, but I did add an actual door, and I'll make a sliding mechanism later on the inside. You guys were able to see that in there. I'll make it slide, probably. But, yeah, that's the door right there. And I also almost finished the landing pad. I got Krennic Shuttle on here, but I'll take this off just so you guys can see what I did with it. What I did was I plated, because this was all green base plates as well, I plated it with light gray along the edges of it. I was originally going to mount the entire landing pad on top of these, but I think this looks better, and I really like this a lot better. Now these plates are a brick up, and I use these grill pieces on the just to give it a cool look to it. This is not finished either. I'm going to add more details to these things, I think. Maybe add some sloping along the side. We'll have to see. Now if I move this, you can see what I did with the stairs along the sides. I added just some more slopes to make it look a little nicer. But that's the landing pad back there, and I like the design of it. It's simple, but it gets the job done. But like I said, I'm going to add some more details to it later on. Also, though, with adding details, we got to note that Krennic Shuttle is here, so like details below it won't matter, but around it, I think we'll make it look better, definitely. And I think that is all I got to show in this segment. It's short, I know. The majority of my work went into that insignia up there, the mountain, and the crashed Y-wing. The rest of the plates was just a matter of me getting the orders in, which I got them in. You saw my bricklink haul. I actually had to make another bricklink haul because I wanted to get more of these plates because I like them so much, and I wanted to use them up there as well. But Jakku is coming along. Slowly but surely, it's coming along, and this is mostly done for now. I don't have to work on this too much. My main focus is going to start to be the inside, to build up that a little bit so we can finally get up to there. And I don't even know what I'm going to do for a roof. That's a whole nother headache later on. But this is what I got going on so far. And like I said, I'm just super happy with this crash site. Tell me what you guys think. But that is that's the month and a half wait for the next Jakku segment. Like I said, guys, I've just been really, really busy with school and getting these orders in, and I have a job now too, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna go back to the other angle and talk more about that stuff. So I'll see you guys in 1 second. All right, guys. So that's the segment that I got for you guys. Like I said, I've been really, really busy with school, trying to figure out all my schoolwork. I'm behind in my studies, which is wonderful. So I got to figure out how to catch up in all my courses and everything. But that's more personal stuff anyway. I do have a new job, which is helping fund Jakku a little bit, so that's cool. And yeah, schoolwork just in general. Like it's been kind of crazy, and I had to wait for orders to come in before I could keep building. But now orders are in. I have a lot more pieces now, so I have no excuse besides just my time constraints. And whenever I have free time, I'm usually just down here building, and that's what's been going on. So forgive me for being slow on this series. I am putting out other videos in the meantime, though. There have been videos on the channel for the past couple weeks. It's just there's been a lack of, you know, Jakku, which is my main project right now. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys. And I hope you guys like what I did come up with. I finished the sand mostly. Like I said, I'm going to add more details. I finished the mountain. I finished the crash site. And that was the main focus. And I showed you guys the skeleton of the inside a little bit, which is what is going to be the main focus for the next couple of weeks whenever I make this segment. Like I said with the segment scheduling, I'm going to make segments when I have stuff to show you guys. Because I didn't have enough to show you guys for the last couple weeks. I finished the crash site like the other day, so I didn't have enough to show you guys. But when I have enough to show, I'll make a segment. And I don't know how many more segments there are going to be before I just completely wait to show you guys the finished mock, because I want you guys to be like surprised by the finished mock. I don't want like the final segment to be the majority of it completed. I want to have like a segment, like maybe 2 more segments, and then a break, and then you get to see the complete finished mock. You know, you kind of know what I'm saying. So you're more surprised by like I built a whole lot between the last segment and the final video. That's kind of what I want to do with this series. It's kind of like what I did with Ornamental, if you guys remember that. There was a long break between the last segment and the final mock, and I did a lot of stuff between then, and everybody seemed to like the finished product, so that's what I'm probably going to do with this one as well. So, thank you guys very much for watching this episode of Building Jakku. Leave a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below. Any suggestions you guys have for me, I actually give you feedback on a couple of these things, but all other fun thoughts in the comment section below. And I also want to thank you guys so much, I forgot to do this in the beginning, for the support on the last Jakku segment. That segment has over 20,000 views. Maybe because I tacked it to the end of my set now of my analysis, which got over 100,000 views. Thank you guys so much for those. That's incredible. The support has been massive. It seems like a lot of people are excited for this mock, and I hope I'm delivering on your excitement. So leave me a comment. Tell me how I'm doing, and be sure to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't to see more segments of Jakku, as well as the finished mock in a couple months. So that's gonna just about do it for this building segment. Thank you guys very much for watching. This has been Mr. Watermelon. Peace out, guys.